Did you know that the most powerful loan type out there right now is a loan that is only offered to veterans, active duty service members, and even some surviving spouses? This is that VA loan that we're about to talk about. And I still meet people every week that either one, don't know they qualify for it, or two, think it can only be used one time. I'm going to break down everything you need to know about VA loans in 2026. Who qualifies, how much money you need down, what are the credit score requirements, VA funding fee, all the common myths. So many military service members are using this as a tool to build wealth for their family's future. If you're currently stationed or going to be stationed at Cherry Point, Camp Lejeune, or New River, this video is for you. I'm Nikki Rogers at Team Nikki Rogers with Lower Mortgage. Let's get into it. The VA loan is a mortgage that is backed by the Department of Veteran Affairs. They don't lend the money directly to the veteran. Approved lenders do that. What they do is they guarantee the loan in the event of default. The main benefits of a VA loan: number one, flexible credit guidelines. Number two, flexible debt to income guidelines. Number three, no money down. Number four, really competitive interest rates. And number five, no mortgage insurance. What that means for you is a lower payment. One of the biggest questions I hear is, do I even qualify? You may be eligible if the following: active duty, a veteran, National Guard member, reservist, surviving spouses. Now that we know who qualifies, then the next step is we have to verify your eligibility. And your eligibility is determined on the type of service you were in, how long you were in, and the branch you were in. To verify this, it's very easy. You just need to go directly to the VA and ask them for your COE, which is the Certificate of Eligibility. Side note, we can pull that for you if you need it. Now, let's talk about the benefits. The one that most people already know is that it's 0% down. This does not include closing costs. That is separate. Another one that most people don't know is there's no PMI. What's PMI? Actually, let's let Avery tell you about this. Most all other loan types with less than 20% down do require mortgage insurance. Another one that most people don't know is that generally speaking, we see that on the open market, the VA interest rate is lower than any of the other loans offered. What does that mean for you? Lower rate means lower payment, lower money paid out over time, and more money back in your pocket for equity. Now let's talk about my favorite as a lender. The VA loan offers us the most flexible guideline options. The two most important things that we need are a credit score and your debt to income ratio to be in line when qualifying you for a mortgage. The credit score requirements on a VA loan are lower than any other loan out there. Secondly, debt to income ratio. What's debt to income ratio? We're going to let Avery do this one too. So the debt to income ratio requirements are much more forgiving on a VA loan. The system will see if there's any other compensating factors and take into account their entire picture. Thus, we can approve clients at a higher debt to income ratio than the other loan products available. What does that mean for you? If you think you don't have the best credit or you think you have a lot of debt, let us take a look at it. You would be really surprised. A, you may already qualify, or B, a couple little tweaks can get you there. I could scream this to the rooftops, this would be it. It is not a one and done. It is a reusable product. A lot of people think they can only use their VA one time, so they hold it and don't want to use it until their final house. That's not how it works. So what does that mean for you, and how can we do that? There's this thing called entitlement. Entitlement is what the VA gives each veteran in an amount that allows them to buy up to a certain amount depending on your county. You don't need to worry about those numbers. We'll handle that for you. The first way to get it done is you buy and then sell and buy again. By selling, we reinstate your entitlement so you're at 100%. The second way is you can own a property, retain it, and go into what we call bonus entitlement and buy the second. Most of the time, you're still at 100% financing because you haven't ate up all that money. But good news, if you're over that number, you still get to use the VA loan. You just may or may not have to bring a down payment. And what we've seen is that down payment can sometimes be very little. So again, knowing how much entitlement you have and having your certificate of eligibility is so important, because then we can tell you how many times you can use it and how many properties you can retain while using it at the same time. let's talk about the one fee that is associated with a VA loan. Good news is the VA allows us to finance it and roll it into your loan amount. So it's not something that you have to come out of pocket. The amount that the funding fee is calculated by is determined on if you're putting a down payment down or not, which you still can do that if you want to, if it's the first time you're using a VA loan or a second time using a VA loan. And then lastly, you are exempt from the funding fee if you are on VA disability. That'll also show on your certificate of eligibility. And the good news is you don't have to worry about it. We can determine whether an exemption applies to you. Myth number 1, you can only use the VA once. Busted. Myth number 2, VA loans take forever to close. False, not true. Myth number 3, sellers hate VA loans. False. And if your seller happens to hate VA loans, you should tell them that that's the one that they shouldn't hate. Myth number 4, you need perfect credit. Absolutely not. Ooh, this is a good myth that we saw out there. VA loans are only for first-time home buyers. Absolutely false. In Eastern North Carolina, being in between 3 major military bases as well as other satellite bases, we see that a lot of military families PCSing in or out. And we find that this loan is a fantastic tool because what they're able to do, and instead of paying rent for years during an assignment, military families can use their BAH to pay for the mortgage. Therefore, they're not just putting money in the trash, it's actually building you equity, and it's an investment back into yourself, not your landlord. Every market is different, every client is different, but I've seen many families that use this loan to build equity and wealth for their families in the future. I'll give you an example. You buy your first house at your first duty station. It's covered by your BAH. You then are PCXing to your next duty station. You then put that house on the rental market, which is going to yield you a return, and you get to go and get a second VA loan with 0% financing. So you didn't have to sell this one to buy this one. And now you're using the BH for the second home. And you can do this and continue to do this until you run out of entitlement. If you're an active duty service member, a veteran, or a qualifying spouse, you may not know all of your options, and you may not know that you have the key to the best mortgage loan that's out there. The main goal of a VA loan, the main goal of the VA having this product out is so that home ownership is not just affordable and flexible, but obtainable. And then lastly, it's a benefit for you serving your country. Use the benefit. So let's use that benefit. I'm Nikki Rogers with Team Nikki Rogers. I'm located here in Eastern North Carolina, specifically New Bern, but I'm licensed in Virginia, South Carolina, and Georgia in addition, and those are all hot spots for our military. It would be my honor to assist you with getting a VA loan. Please contact us. Again, you can DM us, you can call 252-559-9373. You can shoot us an email, smoke signals, whatever you need to get a hold of us. We would love to help you.